Hi YouTube, I'm EYeOnAiman, and welcome back to my auto repair videos. In this video, I'm going to talk about and show you ways to remove strip bolts on your compressor in a 2003 to 2007 Honda Accord. Alright, looking from the bottom here, you can see that both the bolts here on the compressor are stripped. And that's because we had to use a regular wrench right here. We couldn't use a socket wrench because there just isn't enough space to get it on. And we can't even use like one of these extensions. We had to use a regular wrench anyway. So that's what caused stripping. So let me just demonstrate. Just gonna get it in from here. See, it's a hard angle to get in. And there's nothing to grab onto. It's really stripped. I'm gonna give it another try so you can see better. It's not gripping on. Alright, so let's talk about ways to solve the problem that we have down there. So over here we have this set of Pittsburgh Pro bolt extractors. Now, as you can see from here, we've left it outside for too long, so it got a bit ruined. But if you just look at one of the sockets, you can see that it's specially made so that it can take hold of one of stripped bolts and remove them. So we're going to be using that to get rid of the stripped bolts, and it actually worked on the more exposed bolt. I'm not sure if you saw it earlier, but we had to use a universal joint right here. They're called wobble impact socket extensions, and this one is only 15 degrees, so it kind of helped with the more exposed one. However, for the less exposed one, which was closer to the tire, we didn't have enough clearance, so we have to use this. So we just got this today. It's a universal joint impact joint set, and this one should give us enough clearance, and if it doesn't, we're actually going to jack the car up, and it should help to give us just enough space to loosen that other bolt that's less exposed. So let's do it. One word of caution that I want to talk about is that if you're going to jack up the engine in order to give yourself some more space on this side, just know that your oil pan could be dented. In our case, it didn't get dented. But if you want to lower your chances of that happening, you can use a long wooden bar like this so that it supports both sides, not on one side. And in our case, it doesn't matter because this car, we're not using it, so. Alright, as you can see, we got a sort of contraption going on that allowed us to unscrew the bolt. It's actually working pretty well. So we're going to take it out just to show you what exactly the contraption's made up of, what it's composed of. But I'm pretty sure you can already figure it out. It's not that complicated. It was a bit of trial and error, but we finally found a combination that works. And also, one thing to note is that when you jack the car up, it gives you about an inch of space to work with, so that helps a lot. Alright, see, this is the contraption that we have. So, as you can see, we have the bolt extractor, we have the universal joint, impact joint, the wobbler thing. Then we have this extension. We could use this instead, but we could use this as an add-on. But this would be too long, so we have this length right here. This is an extension, and then we just have the regular ratchet wrench. So in the end, this is the pretty simple contraption that helped us solve a really complex problem, right? So as you can see, both bolts are loose, and it's wiggling right now. After this, we should just have to take off the top bolt, and then we should be good. So if you're going to do this, make sure that the top is secured before you take the bottom off, so that it doesn't fall. Alright, so jacking it up gave us around an additional 1 inch of space, but if you need more space, then you can always take off the engine mount or this bracket right here. However, I should say that it may cause you more time, because when you put it back, it may give you a hard time properly aligning it. On the top, it looks like it's a bit stripped as well, so we're going to use a bolt extractor again. We have a bit more space here though, so not as big of a problem. I guess when you take off the second one, you might want to hold it in case it falls. Alright, so as you can see, the bolts are loose, but they're not coming out because it's a bit rusted. So what you want to do is you want to take a bar like this, and you want to put it down here. You want to take a hammer like this, and you want to knock on the top. Don't worry. The reason it's not coming out for us is because it's rusted, so it shouldn't come out when we knock it. Alright, so once it's out, you can see that the compressor's still hanging on. And this is actually a really cool feature. We didn't even know about this, but there's actually a sort of a mount, a lip or a notch that keeps the compressor in place. So even when the bolts are taking out, it keeps it in place. So let me just remove it to show you. That's the lip right there. See, it keeps it in place. And on the bottom of this, it has sort of overhang that keeps it in place. So when you put it back on, you're able to easily align it. That's really cool. I like that. Actually helps with being a mechanic too. So we can finally remove the compressor actually too. Might have to angle that out of the way. But now we can lift it out, and as you can see we have a tissue in here to stop any leaks. And I'm just gonna place this down here. Wow. It's actually smaller than I thought. I'm EYeOnAiman, and I just showed you how to solve the problem of strip screws on the bottom of your compressor. And I'm sure that if we solved the problem of strip screws in that really hard to get to space, then I'm pretty sure it could apply to other similar problems. For example, if you look here, there's a ton of rusted bolts, like this one here, some down there. This one's not really a problem because it's not as tight. But for example, this one here, which is really long, these extractors are definitely a good solution for getting those rusted bolts out. And this is a really good set. It's really cheap. It's about under $10. Definitely cheap. So I definitely recommend it if you have strip screws. So I'm EYeOnAiman, and thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we've got other videos on EYeOnAiman, especially the auto repair videos. Signing out, peace. We still gotta replace the compressor though on Muriel's car, so I'll get to that later.